There are so many fantastic games on PSVR2 with some excellent games coming in 2026, but today I wanted to share my updated top 20 PSVR2 games since 2025 was a pretty stellar year for the system. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts on this list down in the comments, and of course I'd love to know your personal picks. In at number 20 we have Wanderer Fragments of Fate. For me the PSVR2 version is the best, and even though the remake featured some new combat, which unfortunately turned out to be the weakest aspect of the game, the graphics are simply incredible. The time travelling puzzles are brilliant, and the world physics are excellent, and this is a game I believe everyone should experience on PSVR2. In at number 19 we have Ghost of Tabor, and again the developers went really hard on the PSVR2 version, and is the best and most popular VR extraction shooter in VR right now. The trust no one aspect keeps players coming back time and time again, and the developers' combat waffle have been non-stop pushing updates, and it now features 50 plus modular weapons, limb damage, meds, bosses, airdrops, vendor machines and crafting. Plus the most recent update included dynamic weather, which is a real game changer and overall easily puts this game in my top 20. In at number 18 we have Skydances Behemoth, which is the closest thing we have to Shadow of the Colossus in VR, with all the weapons having weight and feeling solid to the touch, and the Behemoth fights are epic, but it's a real shame there's not enough of them. But while saying that, there's seriously nothing else like this in VR. The grapple mechanics are excellent, and when it comes to the graphics, I feel the PSVR2 version definitely holds its own against the PC version. In at number 17 we have Synapse. Unfortunately it is kinda short and a little repetitive, but no other game on this list demos the technology found inside the PSVR2 headset like this one. The telekinesis ability is the defining power of Synapse, due to using the PSVR2's eye tracking, and it gives you a sensational feeling of power and control that you can't experience in any other game in VR. You can simply select items in the world using your eyes, use the environment for cover, and the guns feel awesome. When you experience all of this in combination with the sheer speed of the gameplay, it's an unmissable title. In at number 16 we have Arizona Sunshine 2, which is a fantastic sequel to one of the most well-known zombie games ever in VR, and it's literally an upgrade in every single way to the original, especially with the inclusion of Buddy, your canine companion, because he is what makes this game pretty special. He can be commanded to attack zombies, collect items, and makes the single player experience overall pretty unique, and the variety of zombies and the sheer amount of them inside the headset, especially when you play on the hardest difficulty, is pretty special, and on PSVR2 it looks fantastic. If you're looking for a serious zombie survival experience, I would look elsewhere, but if you're looking for a fun apocalypse style FPS, this is one you definitely should pick up, and it's definitely a lot of fun in co-op. In at number 15 we have Alien Rogue Incursion, and if there's one thing Survios definitely nailed with this one, it's capturing the feeling and atmosphere of playing an Aliens game really well in VR, especially when you get to use the iconic motion tracker. Everything has that square clunky look from the 80s, computers make all the old noises similar to a Spectrum you would expect, and the indoor environments are littered with flashing buttons and lights that do absolutely nothing but look cool. On PSVR2 you get to wipe blood off monitors, which is a super cool feeling. There's thick smoke from pipes, brilliant lighting effects that look straight out of a Michael Bay movie, and the aliens can be a real challenge when they attack in a large number. In at number 14 we have Red Matter 2, which takes place during a dystopian Cold War. You learn the story of people trapped in a different reality that fight and rebel to do the right thing, and this game will take you on a fantastic journey to the far reaches of the solar system. This is a truly incredible graphical showpiece of what the PSVR2 is capable of, and when you see this running at the highest resolution possible on PSVR2, alongside running at a super smooth 120Hz, it simply looks stunning and is a brilliant puzzle adventure. In at number 13 we have the unmissable Pavlov, with the PSVR2 version being my favourite version to play online. It has a huge variety of realistic weapons which feel great with PSVR2's adaptive triggers, and gameplay modes like Search and Destroy, which feels exactly like Counter-Strike for VR, along with the famous TT mode, Prop Hunt, The Hide, and this year the devs have released some new maps that are only available on PCVR and PSVR2, making this an essential first-person shooter for PSVR2. In at number 12 we have The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapters 1 and 2, and even though Chapter 2 felt more like DLC than an actual sequel, the chainsaw alone made this chapter more than worthy of a playthrough. This is one of the best zombie survival games ever made in VR. It's got a lengthy campaign, fantastic stabbing mechanics, hours of gameplay, and the PSVR2 version stands visually above all other platforms. In at number 11 we have Vracer Hoverbike, which is the closest thing we have to wipe out an F-Zero in VR. It's got great graphics, tons of awesome tracks, cool weapons, customization for you and your bike, and is superb fun online. There's already a great existing community for this game, and with cross-platform support with the Quest, you should never be without someone to race online. In at number 10 we have Hello Games' legendary No Man's Sky, and after many years of progress, the VR version on PSVR2 is truly stunning thanks to now using eye tracking, dynamic foveated rendering, and the most recent PS5 1.5 Pro patch along with PSSR makes everything look super detailed, and it runs far smoother than the PCVR version ever could. The colours on the PSVR2 OLED panel really make your jaw drop, and all of this makes PSVR2 the best way to play No Man's Sky in 2025. In at number 9 we have Demeo Battlemarked by Resolution Games, and they have officially brought Dungeons & Dragons to VR. This can be played solo or multiplayer, and as a fan of the Demeo series, I feel this is the best game Resolution have ever made. The inclusion of Dungeons & Dragons brings us some epic places to visit, lots of new characters with tons of well voice acted dialogue, and an actual story with multiple content books to play. And these can be played in any order of your choice, and for the first time in the series, there's character customization. You pick one of 8 adventurers and then invest the XP you get from playing the game on the progression of that character, improving their abilities. The graphics are lovely with some really nice environment animations, and overall this one has been a lovely surprise release at the end of 2025. In at number 8 we have Arken Age from Vitruvius Games, and it's one of the best PCVR to PSVR2 ports, with the PSVR2 version again being the best of the bunch. Arken Age has excellent VR mechanics with full body presence, and everything feels solid to the touch. You embody a lean muscular alien warrior on a mission to save a planet and its inhabitants from the invading Hyperion army. You get to learn the lore of the game by finding memories scattered around the game. It has some really gorgeous environments and excellent music. The combat is engaging and rewarding, blending shooting and physical attacks, deep weapon customization thanks to the many blueprints that you can find to upgrade your loadouts, and has a decent 6 to 8 hour campaign, and there's a new game plus mode available for replayability. In at number 7 we have Metro Awakening, which I believe is a must play for fans of the Metro series. The story is compelling and has a decent gameplay length of around 8 hours. It's full of tense moments, and little things like wiping moisture from your mask with your hands was a very special moment for me personally. The weapons all feel great, especially the Shambler shotgun. The enemies pose a good threat and can be pretty unpredictable, and there's one chapter in the game where mutant spiders will jump at you, grab your face, and even walk around your head. And on PSVR2 it feels amazingly creepy thanks to the excellent haptics. Overall this is a massively immersive game, and one I highly recommend. In at number 6 we have Subside, and most people think this is just a swimming sim, but you'll find coins, floppy holographic discs that unlock other levels, and squeaky toys that unlock special events like swimming with 2 beautiful whales, and there's a fantastic shark tank level that you can unlock, which will be an awesome experience for newcomers to VR over the Christmas holiday. You'll also find chests that unlock extra scuba diving gear, and every level is stunning to see with beautiful environments. There's a demo available, and if you're on the fence, I highly recommend you try it, because this stands as one of the most visually stunning titles on PSVR2. In at number 5 we have Resident Evil 8, and Capcom really put the work in to deliver what can only be described as one of the best survival horror experiences you'll ever have. And once you've played Resident Evil 8 in VR, you can never go back to this one on a flat screen. It has some really cool VR only mechanics, and the weapons feel unbelievably great, especially the shotgun, and the graphics are top tier. In at number 4 we have Horizon Call of the Mountain, and even though it was a launch title, I recently replayed it and it still shows the incredible graphics PS5 and PSVR2 is capable of. I'm talking top tier PC spec details and visuals, and even though the gameplay can feel a little linear and has an absolute ton of climbing, it's a truly fantastic journey into the world of Horizon and shouldn't be missed by anyone who owns a PSVR2. In at number 3 we have Gran Turismo 7, and it's still the undefeated best VR racing experience you can ever have. The sense of speed and the attention to detail push this game way above any other VR racer out there, and if you do play GT7 on a flat screen, when you get a PSVR2, seeing your car library in VR for the first time is super special due to the scale and the ability to sit in the cars and appreciate all the detail this game has to offer. And it doesn't matter how many times you put on the headset, you will always be impressed, especially with the new Pro patch, which makes it even better for players who struggle with reprojection. In at number 2 we have Resident Evil 4 Remake, and was actually number 1 on my list last year. Resident Evil 4 Remake is not only one of the best remakes of all time, it's made even better thanks to VR, and because of this it's now impossible for me to go back and play this game on a flat screen. The haptics are nothing short of fantastic, and the adaptive triggers make the guns feel super satisfying, and it's got hours of gameplay and it simply looks stunning. And that brings us to this year's number 1, and that's Hitman World of Assassination's VR mode. This year we finally got the best VR version of Hitman, and on PSVR2 it looks and plays absolutely brilliantly. If there's one gripe, it's the use of the third person camera when climbing or interacting with the environment, but aside from that, no other game on this list has the replayability Hitman does, and the VR mode supports all the past and new content, making this not only a fantastically satisfying game to play, it's also now an essential title for all PSVR2 owners. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.